Let me just open a new page. I guess it's better because this page had a lot. Now only triangles in this page, so I'm gonna start a new page. Is my voice clear? Is there's any noise around me?
No.
No music, nothing. You didn't hear the song. This is how we do it. No one hearing the song. This is how we do it. Okay,
No.
nice. Chapter 10. Okay, nice. Chapter 10. Now part 2. All right. So today I'm gonna start with. Let's do this little line. And as I just told you that I'm gonna start with the circles. Okay. Just let me try to cut it. Okay. Circles. The basics of a circles. I'm not going to like spend a lot of time to talk about the circles, but basically when you have a circle, if you have a circle, basically the concept of saying circle, it is a bunch of points. I have a lot of points, many points. That's each point. Mister, can you close my? Okay. Allah Kabul listen. Any point in here, all right? Any point, actually, they are like, I have a set of points that are arranged in a somehow specific way. And each of these points, if you try to measure the distance between this point and something called the center, you will find it is the same. Like this is, if you go and measure it, it's going to be 5 as an example. And this is, if you measure it, it's going to be also 5 as an example. If you measure this one, it's also going to be 5. So if you measured any distance from the center to any point on the circumference on the circle, it is going to be the same. And that's how they started creating the circle concept. Okay. So the circle concept is I have a circle, I have a closed shape that's any point, the distance of any point to any other, any center, not any center, like any point to the center is going to be the same, right? And this point, we called it, what we called it? We called it a radius. So one more time, if you have a circle, this point, what we called this point? Who knows what we call this point? Center, yes? We call this point as a center. That's a center, all right? And if you have like this line segment, all right, between the center and between this line segment, it's called a radius. All right? We have this point, it's called the radius. So that's a radius. And now at the beginning, I'm just going to introduce to you names of everything, okay? Names of everything. Again, you have a circle. Now, if you have a line segment that connects 2 points on a circle, all right? That's the center. And I have like a line segment that connects 2 points on the circle like this. What do we call it? Do you know what we called it?
Chord.
Chord. Exactly. We called it a chord. What if I have a circle also? All right. I have a circle and that's a center. That is my center. Now, what if the chord, it's passed through the center?
Diameter.
Diameter. Exactly. It is diameter. So AB now, it's called a diameter. AB is diameter. Again, a circle. Again, if I have a circle, now there is something so important about the circle that if you have a point A and a point B, all right, we already agreed if you have like a line from A to B. We already agreed about the name of it. And what is the name of it?
Chord.
It's a chord. Yes, we said it's a chord. So what if I'm talking about now? I'm not talking about the chord itself. I'm talking about like this one, this part, the curve part of the circle.
Arc.
Arc.
Arc. It's called an arc. Okay, this one it's called an arc. That's so good. Okay, what if I have like a full arc? If I have a circle, like a full arc from A until A, what is it? It's giving me circle again. I know. So what is this? What we called it? Like the full arc from a point A, you went all over the place. The other point A. What do we call it? Do you know what we called it? We called it circumference. So basically, the circumference of a circle, it is basically, if you try to imagine that I'm measuring the distance. If anyone, for example, stop at the point, let's say that you have a circular track. Okay, you started at the point A, you try to run from a point A all the way to the same point A. All right, what is the distance that you run? That's what's called the circumference. Okay, we have a formula for the circumference, guys. The circumference formula, who knows it?
2 by r.
2 by r, exactly. 2 by r. The by r square is the area, Ridwan. It is 2 by r, exactly. Why we have a 2 by r? What is pi, by the way? What is this pi? Why saying 2 by r? What is this pi?
3.14.
How they measure this 3.14?
The ratio of the circumference to the diameter.
Exactly. The ratio of circumference to diameter. Actually, we have a scientist. He saw that if you have any small circle or any big circle, okay, if you try to measure the ratio, like you try to measure the distance, first of all, of a circumference, this one, you have a value, okay, you have a value. And then you measure this diameter, okay, and you have another value of the diameter. If you try to divide the value of the circumference over the value of the diameter, it is going to be always constant value, which is going to be always somehow 3.441, blah, blah, blah. All right. Muhit, it is the same Muhit. And if you even measure the big circle like this, okay, if you even measure the big circle like that, and you have like this one as a value, and you try to like measure the diameter of this one, it is going to be exactly the same constant ratio. All right. So that's how they created the volume, the concept of saying pi. All right, let's talk about more. Let's talk about more concepts, of more names. When you have a circle, that is the center, right? That is the center. Now, I'm going to talk about the area of a circle. Like if you try to measure the area inside, okay, inside this, what is it inside this one? What is the area of a circle?
Pi r squared.
Pi r square. So the area of a circle, the area is pi r square, right? It is pi r square. What else? Names. Okay, again, I have more names. When you have a circle, if you have a circle, okay, if you have a circle, that's a center. That is the center of a circle. What if they said, what if you have this piece of cake, all right, like this piece of pizza, what we call the name of it?
Sector.
That we call it a sector area, right? This is what we call the sector area. Again, if you have a circle, you have a center, you have a point A and you have a point B. You connect the point A and B. What is the area of this part? What we called it? We have a special name for it. What we call this one? You know?
Segment. Area of a segment.
Exactly. It is segment area. What's happened? Okay, I will keep this rectangle. So that's a segment area. Right? That's what we called it, a segment area. More. If you have a circle, and you have a center, right? And you have a center. We said if you have an angle AOB, if you have an angle AOB, all right? The angle AOB. What we call the angle AOB?
Central angle.
What we this one is we call it a central angle, exactly. So the angle AOB, the angle as an angle, it's called, has a name as a central angle, right? This is a central angle, and the central angle if you want to calculate the measurement of the central angle, okay, the measurement of the measurement of it, how you calculate the measurement of it, it is basically same as what? Same as the arc. If your arc has a measurement of an 80 degrees, so the central angle will be measurement at the 80 degrees also, all right? So the central angle, it is going to equal to its opposite arc, okay? It is going to equal to the opposite arc. That's important information, guys. That is so important information. What else?
Can I just make sure of something?
What
it's the same. It's the same as زاوية مركزية, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the sector? That's a sector. Okay. هلا يحيى عم بفطر. اوكي بس محمد وأسامة ونايا, why you close the camera? Muhammad, why your camera is off? Usama, why your camera is off? مسج مستر والله الكاميرا عندي متعطلة وكذا. لا طبعا هذا جنة. All right, so are we good the concept? Okay, let's move on. Now we have, this is what we called again A or B, we call the central angle. Now what if you have like the angle ABC?
Inscribed.
But this time inscribed, exactly. ABC, that's the inscribed angle, like ABC, right? This angle, it's called, I called it an inscribed angle, okay? So ABC angle, it is inscribed angle. Right, what is so special about the inscribed angle? The inscribed angle, the measurement of the inscribed angle, it is basically half of its opposite arc. It's equal to half of its opposite arc. All right, so whatever the opposite arc you have, the measurement of it, let's say if it's 100, this one 100 degrees, so this is going to be the measurement of it, it's a 50 degrees. So once you have central angle is the same as the arc, the opposite arc, if you have an inscribed angle, you have half of the opposite arc. Clear? Occasion? Okay, do we have more names? names بالعربي. النيم هي المحيطية. زي المحيطية. Else, what else? Names. I don't know. I can't remember now. Okay, let's move on to the concept. Again, if you have a circle, let's talk about now circle. Before this, let's talk about the circle in what? In a coordinate plane. If I have a coordinate plane, all right, if I have a coordinate plane, that's my coordinate plane. And let's say that I have a circle on a coordinate plane, all right? That's so important also. That's an important information. If you have a circle in a coordinate plane, you know that if you have a coordinate, that's an x-axis, this is x-axis, and this is the y-axis, yes or not? So I have an x-axis and I have a y-axis. Basically, because it's a circle, so there is a special point. It's this, I guess this is the center, yes? So the center of the circle, it has a coordinate, and I'm gonna call a coordinate as an h, and as what? As an h and as a k. All right. So we have a coordinate of the center as an h and a k. So the center we have is h and a k. All right. So what is the equation? What is the equation of the circle? Anyone knows?
I'm not so sure. Is it x plus
h squared
minus
minus طيب بيناتهم plus معناها
x
y
minus h
minus k
square plus y minus k squared equals
t squared
r squared.
r squared.
Nice, it's correct. Good. So x minus h square plus y minus k square equals to r square. This form we called it a standard form. Standard form of circle. So what do I mean by standard form of circle? Maybe I have this. Maybe let's say that you have an example. Let's say that you have a x minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared, and that is equals to, let's say it's equals to 6 or 9. Okay. Now, how can I find the center? The center, and by saying center, I need to find h and I need to find k. Right? All right. So h is gonna equals to, just make this one equal, so it is 1, obviously, and make this one is equals 0, so it's gonna be negative 3. That's a h and that's a k. How you will find the radius r? R, it is basically equals square root of 9, right? It's not the 9 because you see, once you have a formula, it's an r square. So it's a square root of 9, which is going to equals to what? It's going to equals to 3. That is the radius. You still hearing no music, yes? Nothing? Why dead silence?
Yes, Mr.
واخيرا يعني واخيرا راح ترد علينا. الله يخلينا اياك يا يحيى. الله ياك، الله ان شاء الله ان شاء الله تفطر بصحه وهناء. يعني واخيرا حسيت حالي مالي قاعد بالتلفزيون.
I was following.
طيب انا متوقع انه انتم عاملين، انا متوقع والله اعلم انتم عاملين في تريك تخليكم تعملوا الفيديو لوب. يعني انتم مسجلين recorded yourself and the video loop. انا في مره طالب عامل لي كل شوي يعمل لي هيك، كل شوي يعني نفس الحركه على الضبط. فهو عامل فيديو لوب صراحه، عامل حاله فيديو لوب عشان يحسبني ورجيني وانا مركز. انتم ما يعملوا اذا انتم ما يعملوا لي هالحركه والله الكل. اوكي اهلا وسهلا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Okay, so that's a standard form of a circle. What if we have a different form? Okay, what if they said, let's take this equation and let's try to apply the formula. You know, when you have a x or a minus b squared, what is the formula of it? It is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Yes or not? We have this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this. Let's do it like that. If you apply the formula for this, it's gonna be x squared minus 2x plus 1. Yes. And if you apply the formula for this also, it is going to be plus y squared plus 6x, plus 6y, sorry, plus what? Plus 9. It is equals to 9. Now let's try to rearrange them. I will start with the x squared first. I will start with the y squared second. And then I'm going to do the x's. And then I'm going to do the y's. All right. Then I'm going to add the numbers 1 plus 9. And let's move the other side. 1 plus 9 minus 9 is going to be 1 only. Equals 0. This is what we call a general form. The general form, all right? We have a general form of a circle. What is the general form of a circle? It is this. It's once you have x squared plus y squared plus a number with x plus another number with y plus another number, a third one, equals 0. Stay with me carefully. Guys, it's x squared, and when I'm saying x squared, it is only x squared. I could not have any coefficient of x, okay? And y squared, there's only y squared. So x squared and y squared. X squared, y squared. And cx, like, is the c is the coefficient of x, d is the coefficient of y, and e is only e, and the second side is equal 0. You have to be careful about all of these steps, all of these details, all right? E is equals to 0. Mostly he will give it to you a question like this. He will give it to you a question like this one, x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 6y plus 1 equals 0, all right? He will give it to this question and he was going to ask you, find the radius. Find the radius or find the center first and radius or second. Who knows how you do it beside Nayan and أنت بتعرف الrules? Who knows how you do it? How you will find the center? Again, don't forget that this one, it's actually came from the question. Yani I already know it. I already know the center and I already know the radius. But let's assume that let's say that you don't know it. Let's say that you don't know it. How you will find the R and the H?
Complete the square.
Correct, yeah, Usama. Complete the square. But faster way is the way is saying Mr. Muhammad is saying right now. It is I have to memorize the rule, all right? To find H, it's basically minus C over 2. Take whatever the value of C and divide it by 2, okay? So say minus C over 2, that's the value of H, if you want to find the H. If you want to find the K, it's just say minus D over 2. So minus C over 2, it will give you the H minus D over 2. Again, what is C? What is D? C and D are the coefficients of X and Y. Let's try to test it now. What is the coefficient of X? It's a minus 2, yes?
Yes.
So I'm going to say H is equal to minus 2 over 2. I guess it's going to be plus 2 over 2, which is 1. Yes? That's center. That's an H value. What about the K value? K value is going to be minus D. D is 6, so minus 6 over 2. Minus 6 over 2, it's negative 3. Can we check again? Look, it is correct. H and K. Right? What about the R? What about the radius? If I want to find the center, that's how you find the center, using these two formulas. If you want to find the radius, okay, Naya, do you remember the formula for the radius? Quick test.
Yeah, it's h power 2 plus k power 2 minus a.
R square equals to h power 2 plus k power 2 minus e. That's correct. Nice. Memorize the formula here. If you want to find the radius, you can just use the formula like this and find the radius. Let's try to apply it. So R square is gonna equals to h power 2. Which h? H, the one that you found, okay? So 1 power 2 plus k power 2, which is minus 3 power 2, plus or minus e. Minus e, okay, guys? What is the value of e that we have here?
1.
1, so minus 1. So it is gonna be, I'm gonna say, R square will equal 1 square, just a 1. 3 square, it's a 9, minus 1. 1 and minus 1 canceled out, so R square is equals to 9. It means that R equals to 3. R equals to 3. And that's how you do it. Okay.
This is the only way to get the radius?
This is the only way?
Yeah, I'm asking if...
there is another way, but it's يعني ما حلوة. That's the best way. يعني.
Okay.
But before you apply the formulas, you have to make sure that your equation in the general form. That's the general form. All right, that is the general form. One more time. To use the general form, the x squared, the y squared have to be with no coefficients. Sometimes they will give it to you x squared and y squared with the coefficients. Yani sometimes the question is going to be 2x squared plus 2y squared plus 4x plus 6y or plus 10 equals 0. So now what you would do now, do I have x squared? Exactly. Do I have x squared and y squared with the same with no coefficient? No. So I have to divide by 2 everywhere, every step, every term, divide all of them by 2, and then you can go on and resume. Okay? And you can just resume whatever you want. That's one more information, one important thing to talk about. Right now, I will talk about, yes, same. Now, x and y can have a coefficient. X and y, normal x and normal y, can have a coefficient. Okay, look here. That's the question that we did, and the x and y already have a coefficient, no problem. X and y. But x square and y square cannot, يا جماعة. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about, I will talk about what? Okay. I will talk about the relationship between radian and degrees. Right? One of the most important part also in the circle. Sometimes he will talk about, he will give it to the angles in radian. Sometimes he will give it to the angle in degrees. So there is no difference between saying radian or saying degrees. You have to know what is the relationship. The main relationship is the radian. We have to say pi radian. Pi radian, it's giving you 180 degrees. Pi radian, it's giving you 180 degrees. All right. So there is some famous angles you need to know. Right. There are some famous angles you need to know, like 90 degrees. It is pi over 2. Okay. Pi over 4. It's a 45. Pi over 6. It's a 30. Pi over 3. It's a 60. Okay. Like these are famous ones. And you know that 2 pi, what is 2 pi?
360.
360.
360. Yes, like these are the famous angles. You need to know them. Yes, there is a formula. If you want to use a formula to change or to convert between all right, if you want to use a formula to change between degrees and radian, you use this. Okay, that's a formula to change between degrees and radian. From degrees to radian, like if he give you an angle in degrees and he said change it to radian, what you would do, you multiply by 180. Wait, pi over 180. Okay, you multiply by pi over 180. If you want to change the opposite, if you want to change from radian to degrees, you just multiply by 180 over pi. Memorize it, okay? So from degrees to radian, pi over 180. From radian to degrees, 180 over pi.
Oh my God. Can you go up a bit? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Did your school started? Or not yet? مين لسه who's still in the school?
Who's still what?
In a school.
Yeah, we are in school.
Jannah? Tasneem?
Wait, you mean grade or?
Like, are you going to school or are you finished?
Yes.
Okay.
We started like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Nice. In Istanbul, today is the first day. Somehow, يعني. Okay, finish. Finish.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, I will talk about what? I will talk about sometimes he will ask you to find. Oh, wait, no, not sometimes. Before starting the concept, I will talk about. I need to say that in arcs, especially in arcs, when I'm talking about the arc, for example, arc A, B, right? The arcs, sometimes you will calculate the measurement of the arc, and sometimes you calculate the length of the arc. All right. So maybe he will ask you the question, find the measurement of an arc, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe he will ask you the question, find the measurement of the arc, blah, blah, blah. So each question has a different way. Each question, we have a different way to solve it. All right. If he's going to ask you to find قوس same. لا أول سنة تدرسي تسنيم على English. This is the first time you read math in English.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Okay, that's obvious بصراحة. أنا بحكي أنت عم تدرسيني عربي أنا بصراحة كله نسيان هدول. Okay, طيب. So the arc concept, it's sometimes he's going to ask you for a measurement and sometimes he's going to ask you for length. طيب, if he's going to ask you for a measurement, you need to look for two things. Either to look for a central angle or either to look for an inscribed angle. All right. So either to have a central angle, type if I have a central angle, what I would do, whatever the central angle will be, the arc will be the same measurement. Okay. So what I said here, careful, the measurement, it's going to be, right? So either to look for a central or either to look for an inscribed. Tamam? So this or that. If you have an inscribed angle 50, it means that the arc is double of it, 100. So what you have to do, you have two things to do. Either to look for a measurement central or a inscribed. That's about the measurement. A measurement could be in radian, could be in degrees. All right, no problem. I could have it in radian, I could have it in degrees. But for the concept of saying length of an arc, that's another chapter, okay? So if you will calculate the length, so now the title is, let's make it funny for you somehow. So arc length, right? So how you could calculate the arc length, how you will calculate the arc length, I'm going to show you. The arc length, basically, first of all, okay, first of all, you need to find that I have, for example, let's say that I have a point A and I have a point B, all right? And I want to calculate the arc measurement, like from the arc measurement AB, okay? So the arc measurement, wait, I'm saying measurement, the arc length of AB. And by the way, once I'm mentioning an arc, I will do like this above it. It means that I have an arc, okay? So here I have to look for my central angle. I have to have a central angle connected to it, to the arc. I have to have a central angle, okay? So you look to the central angle, this one. I'm going to call it M, right? So if you want to calculate the arc length of any arc, look first of all to the central angle. The first case is if the central angle M, right, is in degrees. If it's in degrees, use this formula. Say the central angle over 360 degrees have to equal to the arc length that you are talking about, okay, over 2 pi r. Memorize this formula, guys. Again, when you're going to use this formula, you're going to use this formula once I have a central angle, and this central angle is in degrees. It's not in radian, it is in degrees. Okay? Once I have a central angle and it's not in radian, it is in degrees. Done? Are we good with the concept for a minute? What if I have a central angle? I said that this is the first, yes? I told you that this is the first way. Second way is what if my central angle in radian? And by the way, I like the second way more. Okay, the central angle if m, again, what is m? You know what is m, okay? M is a central angle, is in radian. Guys, most of the questions, even if I have a central angle in degrees, I will change it to radian using my formula, and then I will use this formula. Why? Because it's so easier. What is the formula then? I will say that the arc length, it's equal to, do you know what is equals to? Central angle multiplied by radius. Sallallahu barak. Again, look how easy it's become when your central angle in radian. Okay, one more time. Once your central angle in radian, use this, which is m equals, wait, not m, arc length is equal to the m multiplied by r. M is the central and r is the radius. Allah shtukma. Nice. That's nice. I've been talking so much, صح? It's because of this. Yeah, let's move on. I'm going to talk about the same concept, but this time it's not about arc length. Yes.
What do you mean by M?
الM هي central angle measurement. It's measurement of the central. MM is the measurement of the central angle. يعني whatever, for example, if he said 50 degrees, that's an M. M, it stands for the central angle, yeah, Jana.
No, the N, that's an R. It's not an N. It's M.
Yeah, it's an R. R.
Okay, yeah.
Radius. You're talking about this one. تمام? Okay, أزخرفها؟ تمام؟ شيحان? Okay, now I will talk about, also there is like a main question they like to ask, which is find the sector area. Calculate the sector area of any circle. Oh wait, this one. Oh, I need a circle, ya Jamal. I need a circle. Okay, nice. So what was this sector area? صلاف his فاشت هي شقلة شهو. شو هاد؟ تسنيم.
No, the keyboard. I was asking what it was in Arabic.
Just to send everyone, to show everyone what I received. ما بعرف. شو يعني بالعربي؟ sector area. مساحة ايش؟ help. شو يعني sector area بالعربي؟ ترجم جوجل. منطقة القطاع. Is it familiar?
قطاع.
القطاع مش قطاع. اوكي قطاع. الحمد لله رب العالمين. طيب sector area one more time. What is the sector area? I don't care about يعني النيم بالعربي بصراحة. That's an A. That's a center. And that's a B. Okay. I told you what is the sector area was. It was this. Okay. Like the slice of a pizza. If you're hungry, that's a slice of a pizza, right? So this is what we call the sector area. How I will calculate the sector area? Again, I have two things to look. We have two things to look at. First of all, if the central angle is in degrees, first of all, again, I will care about the central angle, this one, right? I'm not going to delete everything here because I want to show you. So I care about this. If the central angle, if M, Again, what is m? M is a central angle. In degrees, I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm going to use this, which is central angle divided by 360 degrees have to be equals to the sector area over pi r square. Okay, if you see the difference between this and that, here the left hand side is exact same. Here we have an arc length over 2 pi r. Here we have a sector area over pi r square. Yani one time it's going to be over the circumference, the other time is going to be over the area of the circle. That's in case I have a degrees, okay? In case that we have a degrees. What if I have a radian? And again, if I have a radian, I prefer to have it in radian because in radian it's much easier. So if, second way, if the m, again, what is m? M is the central angle in radian. And again, I like to use it in radian. I will use it in radian, right? If m in radian, it means this, that the sector area is equals to, I forgot, half
M
times,
multiplied by r square.
yes, half times the angle times r square. There is a half, yeah, Naya, صح? Half r, yeah, half m r square. That's again m in radian. M is in radian. Half times m times r square. Again, m is the central angle in radian. Occasion. لماذا انت تسنيم؟ ليش في شيء ما عجبك؟ في شيء
No,
غلط؟
it's hard to translate.
Translate the sector area.
Yeah, all of these are just new, like new words.
مساحة القطاع، مساحة القطاع، القطاع ولا قطاع؟ ضحى؟
قطاع.
انا جد بسأل ما بعرف. قطاع؟
قطاع
اوكي قطاع.
أو قطعة.
طب شوفي قطاع صح، من القطعة، احسنت. الراديان ما في راديان. ايش راديان؟
قطر.
لا الراديان مو قطر، الراديان هو يونت، وحده. يعني انا ما بعرف اذا في راديان بالعربي ولا لا.
راديان بنقولها.
راديان، ها بيقولوا راديان يعني.
من
والدجريز
درجة
هي
للراديان
الدرجة.
والراديان.
من الدرجة للراديان والراديان للدرجة.
الدرجة.
الدرجة هي الدجريز.
Then what is radian?
الراديان هو نوع ثاني من الدرجة. يعني how you say that there is a kilometer and there is a centimeter. You see? So same. Like there is a unit how you change from kilo to centi, or how you change from kilometer to meter. So it's the same somehow. Degrees and radian, they are not the same. Tamam? There are some notes I want to give it to you. Okay, there are some notes about the concept. I want to give it to you.
So can I ask a question?
طبعا.
How we calculate this arc length and sector area if we don't have a central angle, neither in degrees nor in radians?
You cannot. You cannot. You have to have a central angle. مستحيل. تمام? In your SAT, طبعا I'm talking about SAT type. I will talk about some notes and then I will move on to some questions. Okay, I'll talk about some notes and then I will move on to some questions from your book, and let's see what we have. Just let me draw some line. Let me draw this line.
Radian is when the arc length is the same as the radius. Right?
When the arc length is the same as the radius?
Yes, that is one radian.
That's the bi radian. Oh, we call it 1 radian. Yeah, 1 bi radian. Never mind. I told you, radian, Yahya, the way to change from radian to degrees is this. Okay? If you have a degrees and you want to change it to radian, that's the way. That's the rule. If you want to change from degrees to radian, use this. If you want to change from radian to degrees, use this only. Nothing else. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Type. Now I'm going to give you some notes about the circle. Note number one. Note number one. Let's say I have a circle. Okay, this is not a circle. Let's say I have a circle, and first note is going to be like this. Once you have AB, all right, once you have an AB as a chord, once you have an AB as a chord, and if you have a CD as another chord, okay, if you have a two parallel chords, if you have two parallel chords, like the chord AB, the chord as a chord line is parallel to the DC, this is gonna give it to you. This is gonna mean, it means this, which is, it means this. The arc AC is going to be equals to the arc BD. So arc AC will be equal to the arc, what? The arc
BD.
BD, yes. That's note number one. Any problem? Okay. Note number one is done. Note number two now. Note number two. In note number two, in case that you have, again, listen carefully now. This is the center. That's my center. If I have a chord AB, if I have a chord AB, let me just zoom in somehow. If I have a chord AB, all right, and I have a diameter that's passing through the center. You know that the diameter? Okay, that's a diameter. Let's say, let's call it DC. Again, AB is a chord. AB is a chord. And DC is diameter. If they saying this, if AB is perpendicular to the DC, what does it mean perpendicular? Perpendicular, yani making a 90-degree angle. Then let's call the intersection is M here. Then MB equals to the MA. And then this part is going to equal to that part. That's another information you have to know, you have to memorize. One more time. Once I have a circle, you have a chord, you have a diameter, the chord and diameter making 90-degree angle, this diameter will cut this chord into halves. It's called bisector of it. Note number two done. Note number three. Note number three. All right, if I have a circle, okay, note number three. Do we have a note number three?
Can I ask something else?
Yes.
How about calculating the segment area?
Segment area?
Mhm.
Okay, that's note number three. Thank you. Okay, note number three is how you calculate segment area, because one of the notes is calculating the segment area. Let's say that I have an A, B, all right? That's a chord. Okay, so that's the chord. How I can calculate the segment area of AB, this segment area? Okay, they say that to calculate the segment area, you have to do two things, Ridwan. First of all, you need to try to calculate. You need to try to calculate the triangle area OAB. So the first thing, if you want to calculate, first thing is calculate the triangle area. What is the triangle area? Which triangle is AOB? All right. Try to calculate the triangle area AOB. Which is this one, by the way. That's one. Two is calculate. Two is calculate if you have if you have a same circle. If you have a same circle, okay, go and calculate this time sector area. So zoom in, yeah, Amni. That's a maximum zoom in. Okay. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Yes. So second thing I will do is I'm going to calculate what? I'm going to calculate the segment area, sector area. That's an A, that's a B, all right? So I'm going to calculate the sector area. Ya Radwa. Calculate sector area. And how you calculate the sector area, Radwa? Using one of the formulas I gave it to you. Okay. And how you calculate the triangle area, you know how you calculate the triangle area, no problem. Okay. So second of all, calculate first calculate the triangle area. Second, calculate the whole sector area. Then if you want to calculate the segment area, what do?
Minus them together.
Minus them. Segment area, it is going to be equals to the sector area minus the triangle area. And basically this is it. That's how you calculate the segment area. Okay, guys, that's note number 3.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sector, it's the triangle ولا اللي برا؟
لا، السكتر هو مش التراينجل، هو كله قطعة البيتزا.
والسيجمنت؟
السيجمنت هو مش قطعة بيتزا، هو إذا أنت أخوك الصغير لما ياكل بيتزا لحاله هيك بيقطع لحاله. عرفتي كيف؟ مثل إنه قطعتي كيك أو قطعتي جبسة. هذا البارت. This one.
Yeah.
Okay, this part only. That's a segment area.
يعني الوتر مع اللي معه، صح؟
الوتر مع الجزء اللي معه. أيوة بالضبط.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
I don't know. I can't remember anything more about the circles. Let's take 10 minutes break and let's go back to solve some questions. Okay, 10 minutes break. Now it's 50 or 47. We take it to 57. Yeah.
The opposite of the central angle, the inverse, it's gonna be 360 minus the central.
Yeah, sure. طبعا. Guys, you're back. Guys, are you here with me? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Yalla, please, let's resume. Now, I'm just, we're not going to do anything more. All right, we will try to solve some questions from a circle concept. Let's try to find them together. Can you hear my voice well? Circle, circle, circle. Okay, let's start with the easy one. Question 5. Take a minute to solve question 5. Correct. Nice, Radwa. Nice, Muhammad. You have to read the question carefully and see what they have and which rule I'm going to use. I know that you just took the rules, so you're not saving everything, but you have just to analyze that what I have and what should I do to solve the question like this, okay? So try to be like somehow, can I get my, yes, Tasneem. Samir, it's incorrect, yeah, Samir. Mostly, I don't know, I'm not sure the answer, but mostly it's incorrect. Let's solve it. Let me solve it. Or are you trying? Okay, let me just help you here. What he's saying here in this question, the area of a shaded sector. Wait a minute. I'm reading something good. What he's saying shaded sector. Once I see that I have a shaded sector, I'm going to remember the rule or the formula of a shading sector. Okay, how I will calculate the area of a sector, right? How I will calculate the area of a sector. What was the formula? I told you that there was two formulas. Sorry, there was two formulas. The first formula, it depends on both of them depends on the angle, central angle. If the central angle in degrees, right? Use this central angle over 360 equals to the sector area over what? Over pi r square. All right, I can use this, I can do that. And look to the central angle. Do you have it in degrees or not? I guess yes, I do have it in degrees. So I'm gonna use this one. I will say, what is my central angle? My central angle is 140. So 140 over 360 equals to sector area. What is the sector area we have? What is the sector area? He gave me 14 pi, yes? He gave it to me, the area of sector. It's 14 pi over, he's asking for a radius, which means that I don't have an r square. So over pi r square. The r square is the only one that I don't have it. That's how you do it, okay? And next thing you do is, I guess you just, let's cancel the pi with the pi. I have 140 over 360 equals to 14 over r square. Cross multiplication is going to be 140 r square equals 360 times 14. And then I will divide by 140. I will divide by 140. I'm going to use a calculator. I will say r square equals, even no need a calculator, 14 divided by 140, it's going to be a 10. 10 and 360, it's going to be canceled, so 36. So I guess you will say that r is equal, the radius is equal 6. A. Okay, again, what I used the formula of the circle. Once you use the formula of the circle, now you are good. I guess you are good. Mostly you are good. Any problem with that? Are we good? Are we good with the concept?
So they either give me the sector area or it's the variable I have to find.
Yes, either to give it to you, like if he gave you the sector area, mostly he wants you to find the r radius, or he will give it to you radius and you will find the sector area. That's,
Yeah, okay.
or even maybe, listen, we have three variables here, Jana. We have a central angle and we have a radius r and we have a sector area. Three things. He will give it to you two and you will find the third. In this question, he gave you the central angle and he gave it to you the sector area and he asked for r. Different questions, he will give it to you the r, he will give it to you the central, and you will calculate the third one. Okay, that's how he is gonna do, how it's gonna work mostly. Okay.
If I have to find the sector area, I can just put it as x. No, I thought it has a formula or something. It's just x if I have to find it in the like degrees.
Yes, exactly. You just do it as an x. Okay. Question 4. Take a minute to solve question 4. That's somehow hard, by the way. That's somehow hard. Like if you did it, if you solve it, like, and you're one of the good students. هلا بصراحة I don't know the answer, Naya and Muhammad. بس mostly Naya انت غلط mostly. I'm not like, let's calculate it. Minus 3. No, yeah, it's incorrect. Muhammad is correct. Nice. Samir, nice. Yahya, perfect. Good. Okay, let me solve it. يلا يا تسنيم. Once it started to be noisy, tell me, okay? I can do something about it. Allah Bismillah. Internet is lagged. Okay. All right, let me solve it. Let me solve it. Osama, perfect. Radwa, incorrect, and Tasneem, incorrect. Okay, let me show you how it's gonna do it. What is the maximum value of y of the circumference of the circle defined by the equation? We're looking for a maximum value of y on the circumference. Okay, like, what does it mean? The question, like, exactly what does it mean? The question is gonna be like this. If I have a coordinate, okay, if I have a coordinate, that's the x-axis and that is the y-axis, and you try to draw your circle on the circumference, right? You try to draw your circle on the circumference. Listen carefully. If you try to find your center, that's the center. By the way, the center, it has an x value and the y value. Yeah? Yes, Mr. Yahya. That's an h and that's a k, right? Where is the maximum value, maximum y value? The maximum y value, it is basically when you go from a center, you go up. Yes, this point, it is the maximum y value. This point here, it represents the maximum y value. And how can I get the maximum y value? It is basically the value of k plus the value of what? Because actually it's between, from here to there, it's the value of k. And from here to there, what is the value of what? So k plus r.
D.
R,
C.
not d, not
The
d.
diameter.
Not diameter. It's not, I'm not starting from here. If I'm adding from here to there, it's going to be d. But I'm starting from a center. Ya Tasneem. Okay? So it's the value of k plus the value of r. I will explain to you what does it mean. I will explain to you what does it mean. Okay? Stay with me for a minute. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go and open this GeoGebra. Do you wrote the question? Should I go back to this, or do you wrote the question? Can you tell me the question? Can you tell me the question, anyone? It's x square. ما حدا يا حبيبي. Okay, plus y square minus plus 6x. X square. X square plus y square plus or minus or plus 6x minus 10y minus 47 was minus 47 equals 0. Okay, nice. That's my circle that I'm talking about. Was it plus and minus like this? Exact same? Plus minus, yes. So that's my exact circle, all right? He's asking what is the maximum. Before I move on, before I show you this, let's try to calculate the what? Let's try to calculate the center, all right? H and K using the formula that I know before I move on to the GeoGebra. So if I have an x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 10y minus 47 all equals 0. Can you tell me what is the value of x and y, c and k, c and d and e? If you remember, I told you that's a general form. X squared, y squared, cx, dy plus E equals 0. Yes or not? You remember
Negative
what I
3 and
told
4.
what I told you, the formula of H minus C over 2. What was the K? It's minus D over 2 R square equals H square plus K square minus E. H equal minus C. What is C? C is 6 minus 6 over 2, which is negative 3. K is equal minus D over 2, which is plus 10 over 2, and that's a 5. So now my center, it is going to be at a negative 3 on X and a 5 on Y. Okay, negative 3 on X and 5 on Y. Stay with me for a minute. What do I mean by negative 3 on X and 5 on Y? I mean by that, this I mean by that. Shoot. I don't know. It's so good, so bad. Why are you doing this for me? Why? Okay, somehow this one is good. Okay, somehow this one is good. Yes. So now what is the center? Where is the center? It's supposed to be at negative 3 on X and 5 on Y. Yes. Where is the center then? Negative 3 on X. So it's negative 3 on X. 1, 2, 3 on X and 5 on Y. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess the center is here. That is my center. Yes. Negative 3 and 5. Now let's try to find the radius R. The radius, right? The radius is going to be represented by R square equals H square, which is negative 3 square
9
plus
9.
K square 5 square minus E. E from the question is negative 47. So minus negative 47. So 3 square it's a 9 plus 25 plus 47. If you add them all, you will get R equals to what?
9.
81 R square, which means that the R is equals to 9. The radius is 9. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to think like this. From the center, I'm going to go 9 steps to the right and 9 steps to the left, 9 steps up and 9 steps down. Yes or not? So if I looked here, all right, if you looked here, where is the center? Where was the center? The center was here. Okay. If you try to count with me, how many steps you go right? You say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You went right 9. If you will go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, also a 9. If you went left 1, 2, 3 to 9, and if you went down, it's going to be again, it's 9. If you went any direction you want, up, down, left, right, you will have to do a 9 steps. Okay. All right. If this point has a coordinate as a negative 3 and a 5. If you're moving up, actually, when you're moving up, you are not changing the value of X. The value of X will be the same, but only the value of Y, you just added how many steps you went up. So it's a 14. So basically the maximum Y value, it's when it's on 14. That's why the answer is 14. Okay? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Why I'm going with the answer as a 14? Because basically the point was negative 3 and 5. From this negative 3 and 5, that's my center, right? I'm going to go left and I'm going to go right and I'm going to go up and I'm going to go down. When you're going right, you add to the X 9. So who can tell me what is the new coordinate when you go down right? If you go right, 9 steps. Who can tell me what is the new coordinate of the point on the right?
6, 5.
6, 5. Not correct. What is the new coordinate of if you go left?
Negative 9, 5.
No.
Negative 12, 5.
Negative 12. Exactly. Negative 12 or 5. That's the left one. The top one, we just found it to be negative 3 and 14. And what about the last one, like down? This one?
Negative 4.
Negative 3 is X and negative 4. Exactly. And I'm looking for a maximum value of y, which is 14. That's why it's a 14, and that's why it's B is the answer. I wish that I succeed to explain this. Did I? Any point? Any problem? Okay. More. There is a lot of questions about circles, by the way. There is a lot, okay? I'm just going to give you some. Yeah, that's easy, 16. Lovely, easy. You can do it. Think about it. Easy. You can think about it like in a minute. You can solve it in a minute. Tasneem, careful. No, incorrect, yeah, Tasneem. Nice, nice. Jenna, correct. Tasneem, now it's correct. And Naya, incorrect, yeah, Naya. Careful about the R, yeah, Naya. No, good. All right, the answer is obviously D, correct, everyone. Good job. First of all, I have to find the value of the center value, okay? The center, where is the center? The center is this point. And as I can see that the center as a coordinate, it's a -1 on X and what? And 2 on Y. So this is the value of H and this is the value of K. And don't forget that all of the options, all right, from A to D, I'm using a standard form. The standard form is X minus H square plus Y minus K square is equals to R square, all right? One more time, H, K, and R. H, I just found it to be -1. So it's going to be X minus -1, all right? So inside have to be +1 square. So the one with the +1 square, it's a B or it's a D, okay? Plus Y minus K, K it's already 2, so there is no negatives, like just a -2 equals to what? Equals to R square. And R square is going to be the radius. How I will do the radius? Just from a center, okay? You can count right, you can count up, you can't count left, you can't count down. You can count down, but you cannot count like horizontally. That's a mistake. You cannot do that. Okay, that's a mistake. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the R.
Repeat what you said was a mistake.
Yes. So here R squared is going to be 6 squared, and that's going to be 36, not 6. Careful, that's a trap. Okay, that's a trap. Tasneem, what I said, if you want to calculate the radius, Tasneem, you can, like, you count if you want. If you want, you count from this point. You can go count how many steps to the right we have, or how many steps up, or how many steps to the left, or how many steps down. That's the only way you would do it. You cannot go this, okay? You cannot say, I want to calculate how many steps to, like, diagonally. You have to go vertically or horizontally, all right? Vertically or horizontally. Everyone is good? Okay. All right, let's do one more question. I guess we can. We have time. Quickly, I guess 17 is also easy one. 17. You're able to solve 17 using the formulas that you know. Guys, please try to today, try now, after this class, tomorrow in morning, anywhere you want. Okay, try to memorize the formulas because you're gonna use them a lot. Try to study the formulas and memorize them, please. Please. So he's saying to you the equation here, all right, the equation of this line. What is the difference between the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the center? So he's asking, basically, he's asking for find h, find k, and subtract them from each other. Done? Okay, that's good. First of all, I have to make sure that this form that we have, it is, I guess the answer is 7, not 1. Tasneem, Jana, not 1. Naya, I would never have an answer in negative in a grading questions, yeah, Naya. You will never have a question answer as negative. Okay? Because he's asking for a positive difference. So you have to find the answer in positive. All right, what should I do first? First of all, I have to make sure that I have a general form. X squared first, y squared second. So I'm going to do this. X squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 8y. And I'm going to move the 171 other side equals 0. That's when I can say I have a standard form, all right? Oh, sorry, it's the general form. The general form is x squared, y squared, cx dy plus e equals 0. Now, if you do some comparing, you say that the 6 equals c, so h equal to minus c over 2, which is minus 6 over 2, and now I found the h is a negative 3. If you do compare between the d, k equals minus d over 2, so it is going to be minus negative 8 over 2. It's an 8 over 2, which is going to be 4. So now, the concept of saying positive difference, it means that he's asking for h minus k in absolute value. All right? So h minus k in absolute value. It is negative 7 in absolute value, and the answer is positive 7. Okay? Or you can say k minus h. I don't care. It's the same answer, all right? K minus h, which is going to be 4 minus negative 3. And at the end, you have a 4 plus 3. And at the end, you have a 7. And that's the answer. لماذا أنت مستغربة يا جنى؟
Wait, I don't get what you did here.
Okay, do you get how you get the h?
Yeah, and the case.
Okay.
What did you do?
Subtract بس subtraction. اطرحيهم من بعض.
طيب
اطرحي
عملت 4 minus 3 and to get a positive.
طولي بالك. It's h minus k صح؟
Yeah.
شو الفاليو تبعت h؟
3 negative 3.
شو الفاليو تبعت k؟
4.
4. طب minus 3 minus 4, what is it؟
Okay, minus 7. بس can I do k minus?
راح اورجيك طولي صلي على الرسول. طيب minus 7 بس بالبوزيتيف راح تطلع 7 صح؟
Yeah.
طيب تعالي نعمل العكس، نعمل k minus h. تمام؟ k minus h. k minus h. تمام؟
Yeah.
k it's a 4. h is a minus 3. Here you have a negative and negative. شو راح تكون؟
Positive 7. Yeah, 7. Okay.
Okay, guys, this is it for today. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. See you.